Okay, so the formula is look like this. Small w of p equal to summation of small w of each edges in the graph, starting from I equal to 1 to I equal to k, because the number of vertices and path is k. That's the difference between the BFS and this problem, the shortest path, the single shots especially. And the similar is to determine the shortest path from single source to all reachable vertices in the graph. Right? Now, what's the definition of the shortest path in this case? Shortest path weight. Well, there's some notation, the delta, small delta. In this case, you have phi equal to the minimum of all weight of the path from U to phi. U is the initial vertex and V is the terminal vertex. If there is one, there is a path from U to phi. Otherwise, the shortest path weight is set to infinite. Right? Is set to infinite. If there is no path from U to phi. So the shortest path from vertex to vertex P is then defined as P path small p with weight small wp equal to small delta from U to phi. Remember that when you use this small delta, then you have to specify the initial vertex U and the terminal vertex P for the path P. But when you use the small w, then you have just write the name of the path, right? Okay, and this is the several variant of the shortest path problem. One is a single destination shortest path problem. It's just the opposite of the single source shortest path problem, right? Now you have one source to every other vertices in the graph, but when you face the single destination shortest path problem, then you have one destination from every other vertices in the graph. You have to determine shortest path from the every other vertices in the graph to the single destination. That's reverse, right? Just reverse the direction of the graph, then you will get the single destination shortest path problem. What about the single pair shortest path? Well, in this case, you have to specify the initial vertex and the terminal vertex. You have just one shortest path in this case, because only one pair, single pair shortest path. Right? But in a single shortest path, you will have a number of vertices in graph shortest path from single source to every other vertices in the graph. Right? Okay, and the last one is all pair shortest path problem. In this case, you have to solve all possible shortest path from every vertex in the graph to every other vertices in the graph. So it's like a generalization of the single source shortest path problem. We will later. We will talk about it later. Now we first concentrate on the single shortest problem. We have just one source, and then you want to find a shortest path from one source to every other vertices in the graph. Just like what we have done in the BFS, except that the shortest path is measured by the real weight of each edge constitute of the path, right? Instead of just a single destination for all edges in the graph. Okay, let's first understand about the concept of shortest path. Okay, there is one lemma in here that says that for a given weighted directed graph T, when we have the shortest path, let's see, starting with V1 to Vk, the shortest path from vertex V1 to vertex Vk, and for any I and j such that I less than or equal to j, less than or equal to k, and I less than or equal to 1, that P I j is a subpath of P. Any subpath of P from vertex Vi to vertex Vj. Then Vij is the shortest path from Vi to Vj. This means that any subpath in a shortest path must be shortest path. Is it obvious? It's very clear that once we have the shortest path, then every subpath in that path must be shortest. Because, for example, when we have other shortest subpath, then P is no longer called by shortest path, right? This is the proof. This is the proof by using the contradiction. For example, when we decompose, when we do partition, when we decompose path P into 3 subpaths, for example. Let's say P1I. This is the first path, subpath from V1 to Vi, and then the second subpath is Vij, starting from Vi to Vj, and the last path is Vjk, starting from Vj to Vk, right? Okay, then weight of this path will be small wp equal to small w of P1I plus small w, the weight, right? The weight of first subpath plus the weight of second subpath plus the weight of the third subpath, right? So this is the weight of path P, because we decompose path P into 3 paths. Now, assume that there is a Vij prime from Vi to Vj with weight small w Vij prime less than small w Vij. It means that the subpath Vij prime is shorter than subpath Vij, right? Because the weight is smaller than the weight of Vij. Well, in this case, then we will have this other path from Vi to Vk. We just replace Vij with Vij prime, and we still have a path from V1 to V, right? But when we determine the weight of this new path, then we will have the weight smaller than the weight of the previous. It's contradictory that it is said that P is the shortest path, right? So when contradiction occurs, then we have to negate our assumption. And our assumption is that there is a path Vij prime from Vi to Vj. So when we negate this assumption, then there is no path, right? There is no path Vij prime from Vi to Vj with weight less than the weight of PIT. So it is proven that every subpath in the shortest path must be shortest path. Is it obvious, everyone? You may interrupt me if you have any questions. I'm sorry. This I forgot to translate in English. Well, this just one page. Yeah, it's about the negative weight of edges. So according to the definition of function small w, see, from domain set of edges to set of real numbers, then the value of the weight may be negative, right? May be negative. The weight of the edge may be negative according to this definition of function, right? So what's the problem when the weight of edge is negative? Okay, let's see this requirement. If B doesn't have cycle with the negative weight reachable from source S, then for every vertex P in a capital V, then shortest path weight from S to V still well defined, even B contain negative weight. Otherwise, it's not well defined. What does it mean? It means that when T contains the cycle with negative weight and then reachable from S is a source, then T doesn't have any solution about this path. That is why it's not well defined. So the requirement that T has a solution, then that when T doesn't have any negative weight cycle reachable from source S. Otherwise, T has a solution of this path problem. Is it obvious? You will see the illustration later. So, if there is a cycle with negative weight in A path from S to V, then we have to define that small delta, this is the meaning of the shortest path weight from S to V is set to negative infinity. Right? Negative infinity. When there is a cycle with negative weight reachable from S. Okay, this is the illustration. Let's just skip this narration, and then we have the figure of the graph that is actually disconnected one, because this graph is the two components. Right? This graph consists of two components. Do you still my voice, everyone? Or just see the slide? Farhan? Farhan? Hello? Adika?
I can still hear you, sir.
About my voice, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, because I see in your video, it's kind of mute. Is it right? Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Let's continue. Okay. According to this graph, Can you determine how many cycles in that graph?
Cycle is 2.
Adifa? Hello? Are you there, Adifa? How many cycles in the graph? Hello? Farhan? Safe? Eudora?
Yes, sir.
Hello? How many cycles in the graph? The graph consists of two components, right? The left side and the right side. The left side consists of 8 vertices and the right side consists of 3 vertices. How many cycles is in the graph? There are 3, right? One is C, D, back to C. The second is from E to F, back to E. And the third is starting from any vertices, one of the 3 vertices. It may be from H to I, J, back to H, right? It's a cycle, the cycle. And is there any negative weight cycle among these 3?
Yes.
Nadika, is there any negative weight cycle among these 3? Remember that the weight of the path is the summation of weight of each edge in the path. The cycle is just the closed path cycle, because the initial vertex is the same as the final vertex. Okay, what about safe? Safe. Is there any negative weight cycle, say, among these 3? To determine whether there is a solution of shortest path or not, we have to first determine whether there is any or there is no negative cycle. Anyone? Nadika? Again? Is Krishna here? Agas?
Yes, sir. Is it the PF cycle?
Yes?
It's the negative weight one is the PF cycle 1.
Which one?
E and F.
ENF. That's right. ENF. ENF has the negative weight, right? Because when you sum 3 and minus 6, then you will get minus 3, minus 3. That's the negative weight cycle. And that cycle is reachable from S. So according to the requirement, is there any solution of shortest path for this graph? This one, this is the negative weight cycle. And reachable from S, right? Because there is an edge from S to this cycle. So, according to the requirement, then there is no solution of shortest path from this graph. Even this is the positive weight cycle, right? 3, and this is even negative, but this is not reachable from S. So you don't have to worry about this. But we have to worry about this cycle. This cycle has a negative weight and it's reachable from S. Okay. Because when you have this, the negative weight cycle, then you can make it smaller, and finally you can get the minus infinity, like, because the value you can sum with negative number, right, and getting bigger, a negative number, right? So you cannot have this case to find the solution of the expression of the graph. So this indicates that there is no solution. But that's as in global minus infinity as a negative cycle. In lifetime from S to G, for example, from S to E, from S to A, to maybe smaller. I think this is cycle and the difference between the unreachable and negative cycle is that the value of the label, I mean, is the label of the vertices is positive infinity instead of negative infinity, because this cycle is not reachable from shortcuts. Is it clear? To determine whether there is a solution or not of the graph. Okay, now the cycle. Can a shortest path contain a cycle? The answer is no. The answer is no, because when the shortest path contains a cycle, and when you remove the cycle, then you will get the shorter one. So the previous is no longer the shortest, and it's contradiction again. So you cannot have the shortest path that contains the cycle. Okay. Now, how can we represent the shortest path in this case? It's very much like the presentation of VFX, right? In this problem, we use also the predecessor subgraph, right? When we are given a graph T, for example, we maintain for its vertex T, small t, capital T, a predecessor Okay, this is the different rotation than previous in the BFS, but I capture this from the previous edition of the text. So instead of using phi.pi, this is using pi, open bracket, phi, and the close bracket. But the meaning is the shape. Right? This is you can see that the pi is the attribute, predecessor attribute of the vertex phi. Okay, shortest path algorithm in this chapter set the pi attributes, then the chain of the predecessor originating at a vertex phi runs backward along this path of SE. So, because we have a certain vertex S, it's a source where we originate from S to a vertex P, for example. And you can trace back from from phi until short, moving backward, right? Moving back along this shortest path. Assume that there is a shortest path from source S to vertex P. Then you can start from P and moving backward until you find the source S along a shortest path. Okay. It is similar to the FS, and also in this case we have predecessor subgraph. The notation is also the same, right? And we have T pi in a place of two set T pi and E pi used by the P values. And the definition of set of P pi is also set of vertices in P that has a predecessor, because when the predecessor of vertex P not equal to and also of set E pi. Okay, let's just skip it. And what's the result of this problem? What's the solution of this problem? Okay, to be precise, let G be a weighted directed graph with weight function small w. The domain of E in the set of real numbers R, and assume that T contains no negative weight cycle readable from source vertex S in P, right? Contains no, this is the requirement, contains no negative weight cycle readable from source S, so that the shortest paths are well defined. In a shortest path 3 rooted at S is a directed subgraph T prime, which is P prime comma E prime, where P prime subset of C and E prime subset of E. So in this case, P prime may be equal to C, right? Maybe not. So when there is a vertex unreachable from S, then P prime is not equal to C. It's different. It must be smaller. It's a subset. Because the number of elements of P prime must be smaller than the number of P. So P prime is a set of retrievable vertices from S. And sometimes it's a vertex that What's the result of the is the FFT, right? Where first 3 rooted at S. S is a certain vertex used as a source in the PF. And the last note is that for all small phi vertices, all vertices in phi prime, this is the shortest path 3, right? P prime. The unique symbol path from small s to phi in G prime is a shortest path from S, small s, source, to C in T. See? You have to have a note from this. It's not T prime, okay? Because T prime contains a unique single path from S to P. But in T, there are several paths from S to P. And when you choose the shortest one, and you just add to the graph T prime. So that is why in T prime there is only one single path from S to P, and that is the shortest path of P in T. Is it understood? Hello? Hello? Adifa? Profit? Is it clear so far? Anyone? Agas?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. And here is the illustration of the shortest path 3. Starting from figure A, this is the initial graph. The weighted directed graph consists of 5 vertices, right? And it's very clear that there is no negative weight of edge, right? So we don't have to worry about the negative cycle, the negative weight cycle in this graph. And of course, there is a solution of a shortest path for this graph because it's very sure that there is no negative weight cycle in this graph. And starting from this vertex S, right? Starting from the vertex S, and the way how to determine the shortest path from S to all readable vertices in the graph, it's like the way we've done in the BFS. Right? Starting from S, we have to find all vertices adjacent to S. There are 2 vertices adjacent to S, which are T and Y, right? So, in a circle, in a circle, is the shortest path from S to T, which is 3, because we choose this edge, and this edge has weight of 3 on a single edge. Path from S to T consists of one edge with weight of 3. So the shortest path from S to T is 3, right? Is 3. Even there are more than one actually. Through Y, starting from S through Y, and then goes to T. But the weight of this path is 6, right? 5 plus 1 is greater than 3. So thus we want to find the short path, then it's very sure that we will choose this path with the weight of smallest, right? Okay, how about the path from S to Y? There is a direct edge from S to Y with weight of 5. And there is also other path consists of 2 edges starting from S through T and then to Y. And in this case, it's the same, right? Because 3 plus 2 is 5. So we choose this instead of this, right? So to reach Y from S through T and to Y. This is another option, right? Another option. So in this illustration from this graph, you can have more than one solution. One is B, the second is C, with different 3, right? With different 3. In this case, we have 3 rooted at S as 2 children, right? T and Y, but the second solution, even the root is the same, which is S, and it has only one tile, which is T, and T has a tile Y, Y has a tile X, and X has a tile Z. So, second solution is the linear tree, right? If you compare the height of this to this, then the first solution is a rooted tree with the height of 2, but the second solution is a rooted tree with the height of 4. It's very different in the height. Okay, what is the point? The point is we can have more than one solution in this case. Okay? Which one is more efficient? Well, according to the use of solution, I think we cannot decide yet now, because we just try to find the shortest path. And according to the value of this, then the shortest path is the 6, right? Even the 3 is the shortest path is the 6. The shortest path is the 6, for example. Shortest path from S to T is 3 in the first solution, and in the second solution is also 3. What about the shortest path from S to Y? The first solution is Y, The second is also 5. X, the first solution is 9. The second is also 9. The last one, Z, the shortest path from S to Z is 11 in the first solution and also 11 in the second. So, according to this, because we want to find the shortest path from the source to all reachable vertices, then I think it's equivalent. Even the form of the tree is different. Okay? It's not a problem. Okay. How to choose the shortest path if there is more than one path from S to A path, for example. For example, it is there the path from S to X, for example, and there are one path, and then the second path, right? Then the third path, and then the fourth path, right? There are at least 4 paths from S to X. And see, in the first solution, the path chosen is from S to T and then X. But in the second solution, the path chosen consists of 3 edges, starting from S to T and then Y and finally X. There are 3 edges. Path from S to X, right? And the weight is 3 plus 2 plus 4 is 9 also. Okay. Turns out we have a technique. It's called relaxation. The algorithm in this chapter uses the technique of relaxation. For each vertex small p and p, maintain an attribute p dot t. If you want to use the new notation, you can use p dot p, but b is not for discovery, but b is for shortest path estimate. Discovery is for DFS and DFS attribute b. But in this case, we call it by shortest path estimate. And the value of these attributes is an upper bound on the weight of the shortest path from cos S to T. Is it clear? Remember this because the short is very specific. It's determined first, and when you say what it's called the shortest path to C, it means the shortest path from S to C. Even you did not mention the short, that it's already determined that the short is S, that you can leave it. Just say that the path to C, it means the path from S to C. Okay, back to this attribute. The attribute small d, you can write v dot t instead of this, and then we call it by the shortest path estimate because this value is still changed in the process of finding shortest path. To find the delta S comma V, right? You have to compute this attribute D in the progress of finding the shortest path, the actual shortest path. Okay, and the time taken for this computation is theta phi time, because it's for every vertex phi in the graph T. So, for this case, we have the procedure called initialize single source as two arguments. One is the name of the graph G, and the second is the small s. And the body of this procedure only consists of the instruction of initialization for each vertex in the graph T, especially for two attributes. One is the small d, which is the shortest path estimate, and the second is the small I, which is the predecessor. And then plus the spatial assignment is for source S, especially for the attribute small d, because this value cannot change, right? X to D means the shortest estimate of vertex S, which is the shortest path of S, which is the value must be 0, and it cannot change during the process. So it's initialized separately in this case. Right? Well, about initialization, then this is the value of predecessor of every vertex P except for nil, and the shortest path estimate for S is set to 0, but the other is set to positive infinity for all vertices in L except S. And this is the illustration of the relaxation techniques. What's the aim of this relaxation? The process of relaxing an edge u gamma phi, that is the testing whether we can improve the shortest path to phi. See, shortest path to phi means shortest path from S T found so far by going through U. And if so, updating P dot T and P dot I. When you update the value of shortest path of vertex small phi, then the consequence is that you have to change the value of predecessor of small p is U, simple U. Because considering X is a U gamma P. And by doing this, you may decrease the value of the shortest path is A, P dot B, and then updates the predecessor of phi, it is P dot phi, and this is the illustration. Perform a relaxation step on S U gamma P. What does it? There are two cases. The case A and the case B. Improve mean, see whether we can improve the shortest path to phi. Means whether we can decrease the value of shortest path 2v all super by looking through vertex small w. What does the label mean? The label is inside the circle of the vertex. This is 1h, right? 1h from U to V with the weight of 2. How about this value? The value inside circle of each vertices. Anyone? Like in the illustration before, this the value inside the circle of vertices of each vertex. Safe?
Yes, sir.
What's the value of inside in a circle of vertices means?
Sure, sir.
For example, this one. Any idea? Okay, let's back to this illustration. How about this? Right, the value of circle of x is 9. Because the weight of shortest sphere 2x is 9, right? The weight of shortest sphere from source S to X is 9. This one, shortest sphere. 3 plus 6, 9. The shortest path from S to T is 3. Because only one X, which is 3, right? And or also the value inside circle of Z is 11, because this is the shortest path from S to Z. Starting from S, going through T, and then Y, and then X, and finally Z, which is 3 plus 2, 2 plus 4, and plus 2, which is 11. So, what is the number inside the circle in this case? Sang Labor? Hello? If you join it.
Sorry, but
The meaning of the value inside the circle. Safe. Back to safe. What is the shortest path? The weight of shortest path, right? From S to A, from S to T, from S to Y, from S to Z. The weight of shortest path. Is a summation of weight of each two edges is situated from S to X. One is S to T and second is from T to X. Associated with weight. 3 and 6 respectively. So when we sum it, when we sum them, we will have 9. So this is the weight of shortest path from inside.
Proses-proses ini, proses-proses ini berkompetisi dalam sebuah condition ya untuk memperebutkan resource. Ya, resource-nya itu adalah sebuah prosesor atau sebuah I/O dan seterusnya, resource semuanya. Printer, mungkin juga disk dan seterusnya. Contoh dari proses-proses yang saling konkuren sama dalam sebuah memori satu CD itu adalah proses-proses yang nanti memperebutkan resource yang nanti memungkinkan masalah. Ada banyak hal yang berkaitan dengan kompetensi problem, misalnya problem itu mungkin bisa dilihat di mari kita ya, dan philosophical problem itu terkait
to achieve or to reach V, you just add 8. You just need 1 additional 8 with a weight of 2. So, what's the improved value of this? It's a 7, right? So, in the case A, you can decrease the 9 into the 7. It means you can relax this 8 when using this technique. So, in the previous process, when you find the shortest path from S to V, you compute the weight is 9, but when you going through the vertex U, and you see that the shortest path, the weight of shortest path from S to U is 5, so you can use this and then go to V by adding 2, and you just get the 7. And the 7 is smaller than 9. That means this is the increasing from 9 to 7. Is it obvious, everyone? That's the relaxation techniques 4. And this is carried out for this illustration. To determine this path uses the relaxation technique, what we have just discussed. However, in the case B, there is no relaxation. How come? Because the weight of the shortest to V found so far is 6, right? And the weight of shortest path to small v is 5. And when you add this vertex in the path to V, for example, then you have to add 2 to 5, and you will get 7. 7 is greater than 6. Not even improve, right? It's not even decrease, but increase by 1 value. So that's why this case is not the case for relaxation. means the vertex U will not be selected in the path from S to V. And the predecessor of V will be updated, right? Because when we use this predecessor, then the weight of the shortest path from S to V is incremented by 1 instead. That's not good, right? So B, the figure B is not relaxation. Or we don't do relaxation for ST. Okay. And this is the code for relaxation procedures. The name is relax. There are 3 arguments. The first is the new vertex. The new vertex U. It may be selected as a predecessor of V if it necessary, right? And V is the final vertex that has the shortest path, that has the weight of the shortest path from S to V. The small wc, this is the name of the function of weight. So according to this instruction, then this condition is true. What does it mean? The shortest path estimate of V is greater than the shortest path estimate of small u plus the weight of H from U to V, then you have to update it, right? You have to update it. This is the new value of the shortest path estimate of V. Is set to summation between the preferred estimate of U and the weight of an H U gamma. And by this, you have also to update the value of predecessor of V by this. Is it clear? Adifa? Are you joining, Adifa? Hello? Sang labor? Is it clear?
So
Before we continue, there is relaxation to find the shortest path way. Hello? Dora? Any questions?
Yes, sir. It is clear.
Okay. Thank you. This is the properties. I think you can read by yourself. Yeah. There are several properties of shortest path and relaxation. And I think this is the notation. It's also obvious, right? Small b is for shortest path estimate must be greater than or equal to the actual shortest path, right? Starting from S to V. When you use V, you just write V without writing S. But it is small delta here to write S is also beside E. And okay, this is the path relaxation properties. This path from vertex 0, vertex pk, etc. Okay, now we arrive in the Bellman-Ford algorithm. In this algorithm, the Bellman-Ford algorithm solves the single cell surface path problem in the general case in which S weight may be negative. So, when we are given a weighted directed graph G with source X in weight function small w from E to R, Bellman-Ford algorithm returns a Boolean value indicating whether or not there is a negative weight cycle that is visible from source. So, the return value is a Boolean value, either false or true, indicating whether or not there is a negative weight cycle that is visible from source. If there is such a cycle, the algorithm indicates that no solution exists, right? If there is a such cycle, then the algorithm indicates that no solution exists. However, if there is no such cycle, the algorithm produces the shortest path and their weights. Right? When there is no negative weight cycle visible from S, then the algorithm will produce the shortest path and their weights. Bellman-Ford algorithm uses relaxation progressively decreasing an estimate C, estimate shortest path, estimate P dot D on the weight of the shortest path from source as each vertex small p, capital P, until it hits the actual shortest path weight, which is small delta. You have to distinguish the actual shortest path and the shortest path estimate. Shortest path estimate is symbolized by d, small d, but the actual shortest path is notated by small delta. The algorithm returns true, see, Boolean value, if and only if the graph contains no negative weight cycles that are visible from source. Returns true. It means there is a solution. If and only if the graph contains no negative weight cycles that are visible from source. And this is the pseudocode of the Bellman-Ford. The algorithm takes 3 arguments: the name of the graph, the weight function, and then the source vertex. First, the Bellman-Ford algorithm for the initialized single source. Remember this. What does this provide? So the number of the loop, according to this, starting from 1 to the number of vertices in the graph minus 1. 1 because S is excluded, right? So number of the considered vertex in the graph, only the number of vertices in the graph minus 1, except S. and each iteration is 4 loop, and the range is for each edge in the key, right? What does this loop do? To relax, calling the relax procedure, right? And we have had this procedure, right? And now this algorithm just calls these 2 procedures. And after relaxing for all edges in the number of vertices minus 1 times, so it's an iteration, right? Starting from line 2, the number of vertices minus 1 times iteration. And in each iteration, there are loop in the number of edge times of t, right? Okay. After having done the relaxation, then this is to make sure whether there is a solution of or none. See this in line 7, there is a return value false. False. It means there is a negative weight cycle reachable from S, right? So when return value is false, it's stopped and there is no solution. If there is one edge that make this condition is true, right? Because this loop is for each edge in the graph, and when we check for certain edge, it is, and if this condition is true, then the return value is false. And that's it, terminate. There is no solution. Otherwise, if there is no edge with this condition true, then the return value is true, and then the result of relaxation is the solution of shortest path. Right? This is the way how the Bellman-Ford procedure works. And then this is an illustration. This is an illustration. This is the initial graph. You see the number in the circle of S is 0 because of this calling initialization. Initialization, single source, setting the value of shortest path estimate of S is 0 and infinity for all others, right? And then starting to relaxation for each head in figure B, right? In figure B, starting from this edge, instead of having the shortest path estimate infinite, then when we use this, right? And because this shortest path estimate is 0, when you plus 6, then you will have 6 in it instead of infinite. That means you can decrease from infinite to 6. You can relax, right? And also for the second edge, you can relax from this by going to S, right? By going to, because when the level of circle of T, right, is infinite, it means the shortest path is infinite, the weight of shortest path from S to T is infinite. But by doing relaxation, going to S, then you can add 0, you can add 6 to 0, and you will get 6. You will get 7. And then relaxation is continued, right? And finally, you will get this solution. Right? Starting from S, you will have the shortest path. The actual shortest path is 7 to Y. The actual shortest path to X is 4. The actual shortest path to T is 2. And finally, shortest path, the weight of shortest path to T is minus. This is the result of relaxation. And according to this, why does solution exist? Because there is no negative weight cycle in this case visible from H, right? You can identify all cycle in this graph. For instance, S T T to S S T Y, and then there is a cycle S T, and from T X back to T X back to T. There are many cycles, right? But among them, there is no negative weight of cycle visible from S. So, according to the algorithm, then solution does exist. Any questions so far?
No.
Yes?
Sir,
No?
there's no question yet.
Okay. Thank you. Let's continue to directed acyclic graph shortest path. The difference is only for the for the input, right? The input is the DAG, directed acyclic graph. Remember the graph that does not have a cycle. How can we determine the shortest path for this kind of graph? Well, according to this, first we have to do the topological sort for the graph, right? It's like what we have done before in the DFS, right? The DFS. To do the topological sort, we call the DFS twice. Once. It's not once. To do the topological sort, we call DFS once. And then we can arrange the vertices in the horizontal line, and according to the occurrence. Now, once the graph is shorted topologically, then we can call initialized single source as done in the Bellman-Ford. And then after initialization, we do the extraction. But in this case, there is an order for the chosen vertex, right? For the chosen vertex, there is an order because each vertex U taken in topologically sorted order. So it depends on the result of the topological sort, right? And the result of topological sort depends on the selection of the sorts when we try to find the DFF, remember? Depth first forest, the collection of trees, yeah? Okay. And this is the execution of single source shortest path in DAT. Let's see the bigger one. This is the result of the topological sort. See, unfortunately, we are not given the original graph before sorted topologically, because this is the result of topological sort, right? And all vertices are already arranged in a horizontal line according to the occurrence, right? For example, the occurrence of R before S, S before T, T before X, X before Y, X before Z, etc., and Y before Z. And after initialization, you can see that the label in the circle of each vertex is still infinite, right? Except for S. The value of S is 0. It's done by the initialized single source, right? Especially for S, because S is source. And the other is set to infinity initially. Okay, now let's check the next figure. Remember, in the pseudocode, starting from line 3, entering the loop for each vertex U taken in topologically sorted order. So, because this is the result of topological sort, then the order of topologically sorted is starting from R as T, X, Y, Z. So R must be selected first. That is why the color of R is black. And because there is no path from the source to R, then the weight, right? The weight of shortest path from S to R is set to infinite. This indicates that there is no path from S to R. Okay, now next is vertex S according to this order, right? And from S there is 2 edges going up. How many outgoing edges? There are 3 outgoing edges. One is going to 6, the second to Y, and the third to Z, right? So in this case, there is 2 paths going going to 6 from 0. 1 is the path directly from S to X with a weight of 6, and the second is the one through T, right? Through T with a weight of 2 plus 7, which is 9, right? And 9 is greater than of 6, so 6 still the selected one. Is it right? See? Still selected one. How about the
Wih, anjir.
shortest path from S to Y? How many paths going from S to Y? Okay, let's identify. 1 is from S to X, and then going to 4, starting from S to T to X to Y. The last one, starting from S, going through T, and then directly to Y. Okay. Now let's compare the weight of among these 3 paths. Number 1, for example, if the path is starting from S, going through X, and then goes to Y, it will have 6 plus minus 1, which is 5, right? Which is okay. That is for the first path. And the second path. Second path is starting from S, going through T, and then going through X, and then go to Y. So the weight is 2 plus 7, is 9, minus 1, which is 8. So the second path has weight 8. How about the last one? The last one is 2 plus 4 is 6. So we have 3 number of weights, which is 5, 8, and 6. And 1 is the smallest. So the path, the shortest path from S to Y is updated. It's now from S through X and then to Y. Let's see the last, right? See, from S, X, and then goes to Y, and the value is 5 instead of 6. Yes, the relaxation, right? Relaxation. And the last one, there is one more, which is the vertex Z. Starting from S, we can follow this path, right? And then from Y to Z. Okay? But there is also from S to T, and then is it unselected one. So we can follow this selected one. It is 2 plus 2 equals 4. But when we compare this, the shortest path estimate of Y is 5, right? And when we add 1 edge from Y to Z, we have the new weight, which is 5 plus minus 2 equal to 3. So 3 is smaller than 4. That's why it is selected instead of this. And the final result will be this, right? 3. So that's the DAG, shortest path profitable. So this is the final result. So, any questions so far?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, the point is that the result, it depends on the result of the topological sort. And the result of the topological sort, it depends on the selection of the source when you call the DFS property, right? Because topological sort call the DFS. And in the FS, there may be several sources uses to discover all vertices in the graph. And there is no rule to determine which vertex will be chosen first, etc. So the result is not unique or this case, right? So far, there are Bellman form and there are BAPT participants. The input is different, right? The input is different. And the last one is the Dijkstra algorithm. Well, this algorithm solves the single short satisfied problem on the weighted directed graph T for the case in which all edge weights are non-negative. There is strong constraint in this case. The negative weight of edge is not allowed, so luckily, fortunately, we don't have to worry about the negative weight of cycle in this case because there is no edge with weight of negative value. Okay, so this algorithm does not have to check whether there is solution or not. Okay. That is why the running time of this algorithm is lower than that of the normal algorithm. It is very obvious that in variable algorithm, there is a step need to check, right? Need to check whether there is a negative weight of cycle or not. But in the disk algorithm, it's already guaranteed that there is no negative weight of cycle. So this graph doesn't have to take. And it saves the time. The running time of this algorithm is greater than, is lower than that of the Bellman form. Okay, now let's take a look at the code in the Dijkstra algorithm. In line 3, you see that there is a Q in it. Right? There is a Q. And there is a set S. And first, the Dijkstra algorithm also called initialize single source algorithm. To initialize, especially for two attributes of each vertex in the graph, which is the D attribute, the shortest path estimate, and the second is the predecessor of vertices. Okay, after initialization, and then the algorithm initialize the set S, capital S, initially empty, right? So it's set to empty set, and the Q. Well, this is the spatial kind of Q, sometimes called by the priority Q, because the element of the Q is the associated value. Yeah, associated value according to the priority being accessed. The highest priority element will be accessed first in its case, and I think the priority in this case is for the shortest path estimate. Yeah, shortest path estimate. We'll see it in the illustration. Okay, analyze all vertices in graph T is stored in a queue, right? Are inserted in queue, included S. Remember that S has the shortest path estimate 0, right? Shortest path estimate 0. And shortest path estimate 0 is just priority. Remember? Okay, now we enter the loop, in this case, while loop, with the condition that the queue is not empty. Well, once the first time the loop is entered, the queue is full of vertices of G, right? The element in the queue, all vertices in G, including S. Okay, now the assignment of the extract min, what does it mean? I call it extract min procedure, and the argument is a Q. It means it's extract the minimum value of according to the shortest path estimate value. In this case, the only vertex has the minimum adjacencies, right? List of small u, but small u, remember, is assigned by small s. So in this case, each vertex, small v in this list means all vertex adjacent to the small s. This is short, and then do relaxation. Okay, let's see the illustration. See, this is after initialization, after calling the initializing resource in video A. We have the label of vertices, of all vertices, except for the source is 0 and the other is set to infinity. Okay, and now starting for relaxation, extracting min from the Q to S is extract, and then for its vertex adjacent to S, which are T and Y, right? And all of those have the shortest path estimate infinity. So by calling the relax feature, by going to S, and S has the shortest path estimate 0, and the weight of S from S to T is 10, then we can update the shortest path estimate of T is 0 plus 10, which is 10, right? So now, shortest estimate of vertex T is 10. It's still in the Q, right? And similarly, the other vertex adjacent to S is Y, and the weight of S from S to Y is 5. So we can relax this S, and we have shortest path estimate of Y is 0 plus 5, it's 5. So the shortest estimate of y is 5 is less than 10. Right? So in the Q, currently there are two vertices as the shortest value activity 5 and 10. And again, because the instruction is extract mean, so among it, between these two values, then 5 is the smallest, right? So starting from this, because y will be extract out of the Q, and we have to consider all vertices adjacent to y now, and there are 3, right? Which is T, X, and Z. So in a bigger sheet, starting from y, we have T, X, and Z that they are shortest path estimate value are updated, right? In the previous figure, the shortest path of estimate of T is 10, and now is updated into 8 because the path is no longer as to T directly, but going through Y first, and then with the shortest path estimated 5 plus 3 to T, then we have 8, and 8 is less than 10, right? So this is the chosen path, and finally we have a similar case in this case, and F is the final result of the extra algorithm. So the result is the 3 rooted at S, and there is only one child, which is Y, and Y has 2 children, which is Z and T, and T has one child, which, and I think that's all of the single source shortest path problem. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
No? Well, I think this is the last meeting before the midterm, and I'd like to inform that the material of the examination will be up now, right? So the all per shortest path is not covered today, so I won't have the all part shortest path problem in my midterm, I think. So all you have to do is study from the B3, right? The B3, and then the Fibonacci heap, disjoint set, data structure, and DFS, and finally a single source shortest path problem. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
The examination will be online and open book. Open, if you want, open laptop as of course, because the examination is online, then you can open anything. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Will the explanation be via Ella or Elisa or something like that?
Oh, okay. I haven't decided yet. Once I have, I will inform you. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for asking. Okay, I think it's enough for today. And again, thank you for joining the class. I'll see you sometimes. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.